Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of Ask Dave. Glad to be joined by our fearless leader, Dave Bailey, today to talk about just new and emerging technology and how it's impacting the world around us. And Dave, I've heard you mention a number of times over the years to our customers that the cloud is a capability, not a destination. And I find that an insightful statement, but could you give us just even one example about a real world scenario that might shed some light on what that exactly means?
I'm living it right now. We have a couple folks that we work with, that are in different industries that do require some what I would call on-premise technology, and they need it local, they need it operational there, and they can't be dependent on, let's say, an internet connection to get to the cloud. But there is one example of a service that I don't care how big you are, how many employees you have, or what business you're in, and that's email. That's one service that we have a few people, legacy clients that just they don't want to move to the cloud for whatever reason they've cooked up, and their email is still handled by an on-premise Exchange server. Well, this past week, there was a Microsoft 0-day vulnerability announced in Exchange server on-premise. And we do managed services for our clients, right? We immediately went out, patched those Exchange environments, and it was too late. It was that quick. When someone says 0-day, that means we're announcing this and it's a vulnerability. It's not like, hey, there's a vulnerability, patch this, and there's a little bit of time to react. I mean, 0-day is, it's already being exploited, and somehow we found out about it in many cases. So these few clients definitely were breached, patched the servers, as soon as the exploit was announced. The problem is that at the same time Microsoft announced this Exchange server vulnerability, they also said that, if you're in Exchange Online, there's absolutely nothing to worry about because it wasn't something that could be exploited in the online environment. So the capability here is that if you had your mail service in the cloud, you would have been capable of having additional layers of security, capable of not having to worry about the redundancy and the backups and all the other things that go into maintaining your mail server. It's critical communications for your business. Yet most people don't, people that don't move their mail server up to the cloud because they don't want it to be in a different destination, right? They don't think about the capability it affords them. They just think about where it's going to be located. The amazing thing about having your mail in the cloud, at a minimum, that's just one small software as a service, just one thing to keep up there, is that even if you don't have internet at your local office, even if your network at your local office goes down, well, you likely today, regardless of where you are, have a cell connection that gets email to your phone. You can still have critical business communication from the cloud through your mobile device, through your carrier to your device, and not have to have any, and you might not have any on-premise infrastructure at all. The building could burn down, you're still going to get email. People just don't think about it as a capability versus a destination. And that's probably the best thing I can highlight for you is better security, better operational integrity for mission critical communications, and just not having to babysit something that's that critical in your own on-premise infrastructure. Let your own IT personnel focus on more mission critical stuff. So that'd be my short answer on capability.
Well, that's great. I appreciate the insight. Thank you all for joining us for another edition of Ask Dave. We look forward to joining you again sometime in the very near future.
Ask Dave! Got a technology question you need an answer for? Send us an email at connect@arcticit.com and your question might be featured on the next edition of Ask Dave.